morning, everyone, and welcome to the season finale of Season 2 of Thrill Like a Girl Radio, Brooklyn College Radio's first all-female sports talk show. Today is Wednesday, December 9th. We are in the heat of finals. I literally just got to the studio about 2 seconds ago because of it. Didn't sleep much last night, but it's okay. I'm Alyssa Paolicelli.
And I'm KaraAnne and Galante.
Thank you for tuning in all seasons of Thrill Like a Girl Radio. If you have been, you've been doing it in a number of different ways. First, by streaming off of mywbcr.com or downloading the TuneIn Radio app and searching Brooklyn College Radio, or maybe you're listening to our podcast on YouTube or iTunes. Hopefully one of those ways. Make sure you're following us on all of our social media accounts, facebook.com/ThrillLikeAGirlRadio, Twitter @ThrillLikeA_girl, Instagram, Thrill Like a Girl Radio, and subscribe to our YouTube and iTunes podcast by searching Thrill Like a Girl Radio. This is imperative because we will announce the time for next semester's show.
Yes, so
at
make
some
sure
point
you're following
in January.
us.
Exactly.
Yes, make sure. And as Alyssa just mentioned, again, it's our last show for the semester, which it's pretty sad to say. Well, as usual, there's so much going on in sports. And if you guys want to call in, the number to call is 718-951-4444. Again, the number to call in is 718-951-4444. That's the number you could always call in. Tell us how you feel.
And don't call in at the end of the show.
Yeah,
call
please.
in the middle. We can't take calls at the end of the show.
Yeah, we can't take calls at like 11:50 because we have to start wrapping up. Well, we're going to start off this last episode with our Woman of the Week. And I think she should be the Woman of the Semester, honestly. Because, okay, background information. The Rangers saw they were lagging behind with goal scoring and things like that. So let's just sign the first female to the contract for the New York Rangers. And her name is Kaylee Peterson. So what the Garden of Dreams does, they do like a Make-A-Wish. They have partnership with Make-A-Wish. And they signed Kaylee Peterson to a one-day contract with the Rangers. She was diagnosed with tyrosinemia, which she had a liver transplant, and she's only 8 years old. And she did this, and she's just a strong and amazing
and she's the first female player to ever, in the 89-year history of the New York Rangers, to be contracted under the team, even if it is for one day.
She might be the first female to play in the NHL in the future. You never know, because she has been playing amateur hockey.
No, we had that girl.
Who?
What's her name?
Oh,
we did her Woman of the Week a couple last semester.
And
it's a very Russian name that I can't think of. She goaltended for a Tampa Bay Lightning in a preseason game.
You want full time though? I want full time. She might be the first one full time. You never know what's gonna happen because she has had experience with amateur hockey. She plays in the House Mite League, as well as she's a part of the Memorial Elementary School Development Program. So we'll see what happens.
I love when the Garden of Dreams does this, and I just love when teams do this in general. I think it's so nice to have, these kids are going through so much, and then they get this one day where they're just like they feel like a part of the team, and the teams do a really good job. Like at the end of the game, she got to do the intermission report with Al Trotwich, and it was just really cool.
She was in the locker room.
She was really shy, but it was cute.
It was adorable. She was on the bench during warm-ups and things like that. So great job with the Garden of Dreams. And Kaylee, we're gonna look out for you. Let's see what happens. Maybe she'll be in the NWHL in the future.
Maybe.
You never know what's gonna happen. Well, we're gonna go to our first break our last show. It's a quick break. We'll be back very soon. You guys are gonna be listening to Patrick Kane is continuing his 23-game point streak. So here is the goal.
It looked like it was the pad, but doesn't matter. Kept it out of the net. Here come the Preds. Yarncroke could not pull the trigger. Chalmerson unable to advance it. Now Panarin takes over, looking to Kane. Patrick Kane going to try for an empty net. 600 career points and 23 straight games with a point for 88 Red.
We told you it would be quick. So that was Patrick Kane's 23rd straight game with a point. Yes. And it was, even though it was an empty net goal against the Predators, it still counts. Yeah. It's still quite the accomplishment. So, like you said, we're here until 12, around 11:50. Last show, got to make it good. So what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about hockey.
Yes, obviously. So what do we start? Let's start off with Patrick Kane because you know what? We just
heard the goal.
We just heard the goal. Not? Let's talk about it. Also, during that game, he scored his 600th NHL point.
There's a lot.
And he only played 604 career games. So that's averaging a point a game, which is pretty amazing. He's 6th overall in points per game among active players when he recorded his 600th NHL point. And also his 22-game point streak, it was also an assist on an empty net goal. So he's been pretty lucky with the Blackhawks winning streak and things like that. They keep winning games, so he's been scoring these empty net goals, which is giving him a chance to continue his point streak. He passed Bobby Hull when he made his 22-game point streak, because I think Bobby Hull had 21-game point streak, so he passed.
I wonder how long this is actually going to go for.
Oh my God,
Like,
let's pass Wayne Gretzky for once.
Oh,
Wayne Gretzky's
yeah.
always,
That's not going to
he
happen.
holds the NHL record with a 51-game point streak.
He's not even halfway there yet. I mean, he's almost, but he's not. It's not going to happen. That
the
is just,
Blackhawks
he's
keep
on
winning,
another
girl.
level, Wayne Gretzky.
The Blackhawks keep winning, and he keeps scoring these empty net goals.
We kind of touched on this last week because we
Yes.
spoke about it a little
Yes.
bit, but how much of a season narrative this kid has taken. Like, he started off the season with horrible press, and that's kind of, this is like the perfect way. Athletes who can do this are just truly, their agents probably love athletes that can change their headline in a newspaper
Now
from
he's known as, like, a
horrible to doing
savior.
exactly.
Yeah, a great PR for Patrick Kane. Will keep doing what you're doing because you're making headlines, and it's pretty exciting because I am a Chicago Blackhawks fan too, besides the New York Rangers, so I'm excited.
Lame.
I love their jerseys.
Lame. Everyone loves their jersey. We were talking about this last week a little bit too.
Yeah.
There are certain teams in the NHL that people like just because of the logo. So it's like the Blackhawks, the Detroit
but
Red
those,
Wings.
they don't know anything about hockey, though.
I know you. That's why you go
At least I
on
know
campus all the
some
time.
stuff.
I think I come off too strong to people who wear hockey stuff because I'm like, oh
Yeah,
my
she
god, you
does.
like hockey? Yes, she does.
I've witnessed this.
I just have to talk to people who wear hockey stuff because there's not a lot of us, especially in Brooklyn. There's not really a.
No, it's not. But
There's
then when the Rangers make the playoffs, I'm like, where did you? Where
where
were
were
you
you in
this whole season?
October? Yeah.
It's nice meeting you.
Well,
Well, okay. How about tonight the New York Rangers go against the Vancouver Canucks?
yeah, they have to play on the West Coast when
Yeah.
it's finals week. They do this every single
I know,
year.
they
I'm up anyway, but I can't watch the game
I know, me
because
too.
I'm
Like,
studying.
I'm studying. Great planning, NHL, for college students. We appreciate that. But AV is back where it all started, back with Vancouver, playing against them. He used to be a head coach for the Vancouver Canucks, and he brought them to a Stanley Cup final. And he's also coaching his 1,000th game when they go against the Oilers, the Edmonton Oilers, which is a big honor. And also Sather will be honored during that game because he was the GM for the Edmonton Oilers and brought them 5 Stanley Cups, too. Like a dynasty.
Yeah.
Sather, how about the Rangers?
I think he's on his way out.
No, he stepped down.
I know, but I think he's like on his way out somewhere else.
Oh, to like.
No, not like dying. Is that what you
Oh.
think? No, not like that.
Because I don't know where he would go. I think it would just stay with the Rangers organization. But the Canucks are in 9th place, the Oilers are in 13th place, and the Flames are dead last in 14th place in the NHL. So I feel like the Rangers have a good schedule coming up ahead of them. But you know how the Rangers always make it difficult for them?
I think that this is going to be a really good way to start, turn their season around a little bit. They've had some really crappy games the past couple weeks. Going out
so
to West
bad.
Coast, so facing these teams in the West Coast that are big, strong, physical teams.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can win these games, get out these W's, I think that'll be awesome for them to
Yes.
come back and visit their teams in their conference, and they'll be able to change their sloppy
Yeah.
and hair pulling out kind of play that they've been doing lately.
Well, as I said last week,
Kreider needs to get hot. He
Oh,
needs to get hot.
actually, I love when he's screening the goaltender because, guys, the Rangers are scoring power play goals. I can't, they scored 2 power play goals last game. And I think the game before that, they also scored 2 power play goals. They've been scoring on the power play, and the power play has been working. Just screen the goaltender. Let a big body in front of the goalie. That's what you got to have.
I wanted to bring this up. I forgot
What?
about this. So a lot of people, there's a lot of talk around the NHL about changing the size of the net, angling the post,
Yes.
and decreasing the size of the post. But people seem to there's no talk around the goalie equipment. We talked about this a little bit a couple weeks ago.
Yes, we did.
But these goalies are huge. Like, no one's recruiting goalies anymore that are under 6 foot. If
Yeah.
you're a decent goalie and you're 5'10", sorry, you're not going to get recruited to the NHL in 2015.
Well,
It's not
Lopez is
happening.
pretty short for the
But
average
he
goalie,
was drafted, 2007?
Oh, it was like over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2003.
Should I
Look it up.
check?
This is really bad that I don't know. I know he's drafted in like the 7th round, but anyway.
He was drafted very late.
There seems to be, but there's no policing of goaltender equipment. Like they're specially cut
2000.
2000. Wow.
Yes, I know it was over 10 years ago.
That's 15 years ago.
Yeah. Wow, Lundqvist
He's
is
old.
He's not that old.
He's
like
old.
early 30s.
Well, that's what everyone's. His window's closing. So
No, it is. He's like winning this. He keeps preaching winning the Stanley Cup this year. He has to.
The team has to.
This is it. The team has to for this guy. But I want to also talk about Oscar Lindberg's play. He's second in goals among NHL rookies with 10 goals and 7 assists. I'm proud of this kid.
Dark horse for the Calder.
I know, but thank God, what's his name? Connor McDavid got hurt.
I don't know. I think Domi or I think Domi's gonna take it in the end from Arizona.
Maybe Oscar Lindberg might shock you because
I mean, I hope so because that means that the Rangers will have him. But
he's a 24-year-old NHL rookie, and he played 5 seasons of pro hockey in Sweden's top division and 2 more in the NHL alongside the Hartford Wolfpack. And yeah, he was drafted 57th overall in the 2010 draft. So it took him a long time to get into the NHL.
And he's making a statement saying he doesn't want to leave.
No, he is making a statement. I'm very proud of him. And also, I want to bring up last game.
I don't know what this is. I did not even pay attention to this.
Oh, I did because it took like 10 minutes out of the game. Honestly, it was insane. During the third period, during Sunday's game, something weird happened. Like, Brassard said something to the linesman, Tim Peel, and they're very friendly off the ice. They're friends off the ice. So he said something, and apparently Tim Peel took
offense to it.
Yeah, he took offense to what he said, and Tim Peel just went off, was talking to the refs, and just yelled at Brassard. It was like a 10-minute rant, honestly. This whole time, the camera was on the bench. Nobody knew what was going on. It was just like scolding Brassard for what he said. I feel like you could do that off the ice, talk to him off the ice. It doesn't have to be this whole, I don't know. He put on a big show, Tim Peel, that day. I don't know what was said. It was supposed to be, apparently it was something R-rated and weird and shocking. But we got a call.
Yeah, I hear that. I'm actually getting tweets and messages saying that you can't hear our broadcast on TuneIn right now.
That's weird. Wait, let me see who's
Let's
calling.
see. Yeah. Oh, wait. Sorry. Let me turn it on the phone. Go for it.
Hello?
Caller, can you hear us? All right.
Sorry. If you want to call in again, 718-951-4444. We'd love to hear your voice.
I wonder if people are actually able to hear this right now.
I know.
It's kind of concerning.
I know that's TuneIn never it doesn't. It's
TuneIn
a weird
is
app.
usually pretty reliable,
I
but
know,
I got one tweet and I got my mom texting me and just said she can't hear.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, we'll be up on iTunes and YouTube.
Yeah, later. So
at the end of the day, if you want to tune in to us, but yeah, it was just this weird thing. But it was Brassard saying it was all in good fun. He didn't know he was going to take offense to whatever he said. It was during the face-off too, and I think it was unnecessary that the refs had to get involved and just going to the bench to
the
scold
NHL has
Brassard.
got to control that because
They
a
just
lot
gotta
of the times,
calm down.
people don't want the game to stop for something like that.
And we don't know what happened. Like we don't know anything.
Yeah.
So it was just something. It just took time out of the game, and I was just sick of it after that because nobody knew what happened. Even the broadcasters, they're like, "Well, I think Brassard said something, but we don't really know."
Right.
It was just it was something off. But let's hope the Rangers 3-game winning streak. I'm expecting
Big trip out west, hopefully.
big trip, and also Brandon
Pruss.
Pruss. He's always in the
always
news for something. But he's also on the Vancouver Canucks. So welcome back. He's an ex-New York Ranger, so he's versing the team that he
AKA
left.
the guy when he was on Montreal, the one who sidelined Derek Stepan, broke his jaw,
Yeah.
made him drink liquids for 6 weeks.
See, we're very bitter about Brandon Pruss, but I'm actually pretty happy for what he did. He speared Brad Marchand of the Boston Bruins in the groin, and he was fined $5,000. And what he said was he was very happy that he did it. He was like, money well spent. And I think it was money well spent because Brandon Marchand, he likes to slew foot people.
The Bruins are a dirty
They
team.
are so dirty. And I'm like, karma comes back at you.
Yeah.
He slew footed Henry Blomqvist, and that's how he scored the goal. He took out his stick, and he was unable to make the goal. I remember it was like the Rangers lost that game, I think 4-1.
Yeah.
Or they were blown out.
No, it was
one or the
4
other.
to 3.
It was 4-3.
They lost it in the third period.
See, it's good you remember. That's
because
why I have
that was a Thanksgiving Day showdown.
Yeah,
I,
it was a
didn't do any
Thanksgiving-
homework because I was watching the Ranger game and it was a horror. I was like, yeah, we're gonna beat the Bruins, awesome.
We
And
would have won
then
it to overtime.
They just
if the-
played horribly in the third period.
I just didn't get why the coaches didn't challenge it. Because you could do a coaches challenge now in the NHL, and I don't understand why you couldn't challenge that. And Brandon Marchand is just a dirty player, and just karma
got
gets
some
back at you
nose,
sometimes.
too.
I know he does.
some nose.
Well, they have good plastic surgeons in New York if you want to go change it. But
I
yeah,
actually saw that there was a GoFundMe account that was
yes, I saw
from the
that
Vancouver
too.
Canucks fans raising the money to to get Brendan Press to pay his
To
fine.
pay the fine, yeah.
However, I do hate when fans do this because if you need to donate your money somewhere, I can give you a list of plenty of places that can deserve.
Useless.
That's like when the Jets fans raised the money to
do that sign.
fire Idzik. Like, are you kidding?
And they did like a billboard. I remember.
They flew the plane over practice and the billboard. Like, it's just literally.
It's not
ridiculous.
It's not gonna do anything.
It did actually. He ended up getting fired, but
But
at the same time, there are so many great causes across this country and across the globe that you can be donating your money to. You do not need to pay for a fine for a hockey player that makes millions of dollars a year.
Yeah, and also Press was willing to pay it, and the GoFundMe didn't even make. I mean, like maybe a little over $100.
But I just hate when fans do that. Like, you can place your money and do so much good, and why are you gonna? I don't know. It just pisses me off when fans do that.
I think because it was Brad Marchand, that's why.
But if you're gonna spend the money, you're gonna donate the money. You can donate it in much more productive
donate it to their charity, because I know each team has a charity or some player represents something.
Right.
Just donate it to that. I think the money was donated or was going to be donated to a foundation. It wasn't going to go directly to Brandon Press. I think it would be donated to something. I was reading an article and I was saying something about that.
Interesting.
So I know it was going towards a good cause, just in case Brandon Press wouldn't accept it. But also, guys, the NWHL is making a splash again, the National Women's Hockey League. What are we going to do? Should we talk about the Riveters, the Whale, or should we go straight to their new sponsor?
Let's go straight to their new sponsor.
Okay, let's do that.
And NWHL runs on Duncan. You already did that.
I wasn't expecting that. I thought you were just going to quote Dunkin' Donuts.
No.
But they got their first corporate sponsor. We are making a splash, guys, into the corporate world, which is great. The brand will coordinate youth hockey clinics with the team representatives in each market throughout the league's inaugural season. And, okay, I hate this. The logo is now going to be featured. The Dunkin' Donuts logo is going to be featured on their jerseys.
You gotta do what
and
you
they're
gotta
going to be featured on the goalpost and behind each team's bench. And also on the NWHL.co website, which I hate the idea of advertising on a jersey.
This is definitely the terms of the contract. The large corporate sponsors mean more money coming to the league, which means more sponsorships will likely follow, which means that these players can make a livable wage and not have to work 7 jobs and play a professional hockey player.
On their jersey. I don't want it on their jersey. Because then if the other sponsors
get
say,
used
well,
to it, girl, because the NHL is right behind.
Well, I'm not buying the jersey. You just lost my money. I'm not buying a jersey with a bunch of sponsors on it. I'm not a walking billboard.
That's you think. Let's see. What are you wearing right now? You're definitely like right now. We're wearing headphones.
Sponsoring something?
We're sponsoring the headphone company.
But you know what I mean. I'm not gonna wear these headphones outside in public. You're just gonna see that I'm sponsoring a headphone company.
Everyone, when you wear Ranger stuff, you're a walking billboard for the New York Rangers franchise. When you wear anything on your team, anything you wear,
I knew
you wear,
I was walking into this right now. I knew I put myself into such a position when I said that.
I mean, I'm not all for putting ads on jerseys
either. The aesthetic
either.
of it, though, it doesn't look good.
But you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna sell heritage jerseys or or vintage jerseys that don't have the ad on it, and that's what people are gonna buy. Exactly, it's all a scam to make us money off of us because
but the NWHL needs the money.
That's what
NHL doesn't need it.
You can't critique them for doing this because they legitimately have a need for it. So they have to do this if they want corporate sponsorships to be in the mix of their league.
I want this league to thrive. I really do, because the women are just they're great women on and off the ice. Like, what more would you want? And also, guys, the NWHL and the CWHL might verse each other in an outdoor
game. That would be amazing, because that means that these two leagues are coming together for the greater cause of advancing women's professional sports and are not competing for the same pool of athletes. And hopefully one day these two leagues will merge and pay all their players. And
because a lot of the national team, the U.S. national team, they came from the CWHL, which is the Canadian Women Hockey League, if you guys didn't know what that meant.
And this is the league we spoke about on our show last season, I believe, when they first was announced about the NWHL. But they don't play their players. But they have a huge fan base and a huge following. You actually have to pay to compete in the playoffs in the CWHL. You have to sell a certain amount of tickets. And we did a whole segment about how Hillary Knight owed her club $350 because she couldn't sell the tickets to her.
But the downside of this game is also the NWHL and CWHL didn't confirm it yet that they're actually going to do it. I think, and I don't know if it's speculation, but they haven't confirmed it yet. And Hillary Knight and the Women's National Olympic team will not be able to play this game because they have other priorities for the national team. They want to represent their country first and then do this. I think they have like a practice or a tournament or something that the national team is doing, but Hillary Knight's not going to be available. And that's the whole that's bringing fans in, is that this national team is part of the NWHL, and it's going to be against the Boston Pride and the Canadian. It's the Les Canadiens de Montreal of the Canadian Women's Hockey League, because the Winter Classic is being played in Boston this year.
I really want to go.
Can we
so
go?
Bad.
It's
tickets are like $200
for this. It's played before the alumni game, so that those tickets aren't going to be a lot. Let's go to Boston. Road trip.
You're driving.
I'm down. I don't care. It's 5 hours. Let's do this. But it hasn't been mentioned yet, and we'll see what happens. And if this does happen, it's NBCSN is obviously gonna televise this, and maybe Doc Emmerich will be announcing. I know,
but that would be nice. That would be ideal.
That'd be great. But it just sucks the national team won't be.
But I think that definitely
Pride.
the sponsorship for Dunkin' Donuts is a huge step.
No, it
in
is
the right direction.
Huge step in the right direction.
Every week there just seems to be more positive news coming out of the league, more deals being signed.
Yes, and it's the inaugural season though. That's what it's just.
It just speaks to the work that the people in the front office.
Yeah, Danny Ryland has been everywhere. You see her like for 2 seconds at like the practice.
I know. I couldn't get to interview her for my project.
Yeah, because she's
still got an A though, so it's okay.
It's good.
You're off the hook, Danny.
I think my hand being in the really made a difference. I think just like me being in the credits just made a difference with your professor. You never know, but. We'll see what happens at NWHL. Well, Throw Like a Girl Radio is WBCR's first all-female sports talk show with myself, KaraAnne Galante, and Alyssa Paolicelli by my side. We'll be right back with you after a short break. Here is this week's week of the game. It's between the Jets and the Giants. And the game.
One of the many New York showdowns from last week.
Yes.
It is early. It is early down in the Superdome, but it's looking good for the Saints. All right. Here we go. No Jarrell Revis. There was Odell Beckham Jr. for the Giants.
There's a reason why you highlight Odell Beckham before the game even gets started.
Well, he is a highlight before the game. He's highlight during the game here with this stab.
He had highlights in his hair. How about that?
LeVar, that is your Bass Pro Shops catch of the day.
Easy.
We'll get to it later.
He thought about putting the other one up there. He's like, nah. Let me just snag this one.
Let me outdo last week.
Looks like it didn't lead to points though. So the Jets are on top 3-0, and. It's the Giants defense with the pass rush here.
Look at JPP.
Pierre-Paul
hitting them with the Deacon Jones. Shouts out to Deacon Jones.
Well, interesting. He's coming off the left side here. Usually lines up on that right side.
Well, here's the thing, right? If as a pass rusher, you know, with that club fist he's got right there, he could pop that hand. You know, he's got a little extra little something that he can hit that wrist with.
Well, and Dwayne Harris has an extra gear. LeVar,
he does have an extra gear. I like that segue.
He's been a nice addition to this football team on special
really has. And on offense as well the last couple of weeks.
It's called lock fuel, you know.
Got a nice block there by DRC at the end.
Yeah, when your first wave of guys does not come to balance, LeVar, they don't come to balance. You see them running by, not breaking down. You get long returns like this one.
Yeah. He does a great job setting up his blockers, though. He does that on a consistent basis.
So Fitzpatrick will hand off to Chris Ivory, running angry as usual, but leaves the ball behind.
How about it? JPP.
Dave Damashek referred to that as him having a Q-tip on his right arm. That's what it looks like with JPP, the look of it. That's like a big ear with that Q-tip.
Yeah.
It does look like a Q-tip.
So that's a fumble recovery for number 90. Here come the Jets, though, down 10-3.
Tunnel screen.
Powell.
That's a high school offense right there, LeVar. I like it.
Nice play. Especially when you get a back running as violently and as hard as he did on that play.
Powell for the touchdown to tie it at 10. Under 3 to play in the half.
Now,
Odell.
why in the world would you give him a lane to get the ball and run?
You see the separation?
No, look, the scouting term. Oh, this is the best. But I won't talk over that if we're going to show the celebration. But his short area burst, that's a scouting term. When he catches that ball, he accelerates to full speed. Look at this.
Oh, kick!
Hurdles.
For those that don't know,
finish strong
about his mom being a track coach, so I'm sure she appreciated that celebration.
I'm sure she made the request.
That was original.
I mean, he knew he was going to get in the end zone.
Eli going back up top for Odell
now
here.
if he catches that, he outdoes the other catch he just had earlier.
Couldn't
They're Like a Girl Radio with Alyssa Paolicelli and KaraAnne and Galante is back. You just heard some of the highlights from the Jets-Giants game this past Sunday.
Yes.
We're here with you until 12 p.m. If you want to join our conversation, the number to call is 718-951-4444, 718-951-4444. We're trying to figure out what's going on with the TuneIn app. I don't know.
Maybe update it?
If you have to update it, I mean, it doesn't matter what we're saying because they're not listening anyway.
That's true. But if you want to call,
mywbcr.com,
yeah.
Actually, we'll send out a tweet right now.
Yes, go for it.
So let's talk. I'm a Jets fan.
I know,
Kara's a
how
Giants
happy-
fan. We were both happy because the Giants lost. It help benefits the Cowboys.
Yeah. Oh my God, our division is horrible. I was looking at the
You
standings.
guys
I'm like,
are
oh my
horrible.
God, we're 1 game behind. We're 4-8, I reckon, and everyone else is 5-7. We might actually make the playoffs with the quarterback we have. Oh my God! But it's great for me, even though I don't know. But how do you feel, Alyssa?
I am pumped. Okay, so I had to do a project on Sunday morning, so I missed the first half. But it doesn't matter because the Jets totally
who
dominated in
cares?
the second half.
Oh my
so
God, they were horrible in the first
I
half.
must say, I am an Odell Beckham Jr. fan. However,
yes,
he's getting a little cocky, and I don't like it.
I think that was a little excessive.
Did you see his celebrations? And obviously you're good. He at the end of during overtime, he kicked the ball, which cost the Giants 5 yards, which is it could have cost them 15 for delay of game. However, he ended up making it up by getting the first down the next play, so it's fine. But
no, that's not fine though. You don't do that.
Right,
What
but
if you didn't make the first down?
It would have put the Giants closer into field goal range, which maybe would have made their kicker Brown.
They did before, actually. I think it was during the fourth. Well, no, they were 4th and 2. On the Jets' 4-yard line, and the Giants were up 20-10. And I think Odell Beckham Jr. told Tom Coughlin that they wanted to go for it.
Yeah,
and Tom Coughlin.
Well, honestly, we can talk about Tom Coughlin for a second because a lot of Giants fans are really pissed off at him. Like they're thankful for what he has done thus far, but he's got to go. He can't manage a clock. He can't call plays. I don't know why they didn't even go for.
He's over
they
70 years old.
Instead of going for it on the fourth down, if they would just gone for the field goal, they would have won the game.
But I think,
and if all Giants fans who are using that as an excuse to justify why the Jets beat you, we needed that game more than you did.
That's true, but
I thought it was a great win. But Fitzgerald did a great job.
It was a great one.
Fitz Magic, people are calling him now.
I'm
actually gonna go.
I'm
going to the Jets game this weekend. They're playing the Titans, so
and I'm coming, right?
The tickets are $14 if you're interested.
I've never been to a football game.
What?
Never been to a
no
football
way.
game.
I've been to a Cowboys game.
Like,
I've been to Giants Cowboys.
No, I was about to get the tickets.
Sunday night
They
football.
were over $200. I can't afford that.
I have several games on my bucket list of games I need to go to before I die, and that was number 2, and I got to go, and I'm really excited about it.
I need to go.
And actually, I was at the game with the catch, the Odell Beckham catch.
Yeah, that one-handed.
Yeah, I was there for that.
I think he's trying to make too many one-handed catches.
He does it, but I'm not taking
anything
anything away from his athletic ability because obviously he's a freak athlete.
However, his
hands are ginormous. He was really good at soccer, did track, did everything.
Yeah,
was
so
really good at all of them.
Yeah.
However, we seem to forget to mention how these gloves that these guys are wearing are extremely helpful.
They're very sticky, I heard.
Yes.
They're good with the grip of the ball.
Exactly. And I'm not, like I said, not taking anything away. I think he could make that catch regardless, but I do think the gloves help, especially in cold weather, especially in different types of
gives
conditions.
you an advantage. Yeah, it gives you a little bit of an advantage, but I think he's taken the one-handed catch a little bit too far. One day it's going to be crucial, and he's going to be like, let me make headlines and try this one-handed catch again, and he's going to miss.
Right.
And that's going to be the make or break for the New York Giants, and then he's going to be like the enemy of New York. You watch. That's, because that usually happens.
Brandon Marshall was named AFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was the first wide receiver ever with 1,000 yards a season with 4 different teams.
I would like to congratulate you, Alyssa. Your team is on. What are you guys, 7-5 right now? Yeah, you're 7-5.
Yes. I'm like, wait.
You're 2 games above 500, while my Cowboys are dwindling down. I don't know. And also, Marshall versus Jenkins. Did you hear about how Jenkins said something to Marshall about his wife, and that just blew up on the sidelines?
I hate when that stuff comes out because obviously you got to do it, but I don't know. Especially Brandon Marshall, with all this stuff he's gone through with his wife. I'm not.
You didn't know he was married, though.
I'm
Jenkins
not a
was
fan
like, I don't know.
of Marshall, but that stuff goes on all the time. What do you think they say to each other on the ice too? It's all just to get in each other's head. So
imagine if they were mic'd the whole time.
Sometimes they are, but they don't play that obviously the NFL. But
I know. Did you imagine? You know how much money?
Can we all let's just continue talking about how good of a weekend it was to be a Jets fan. I mean, they beat the Giants.
I know you're so happy.
We gained back our home territory.
Yes.
And the Patriots lost to the Eagles.
To
the Eagles.
When I was seeing that they were losing, I'm like, what is going on
after,
here?
I was with my friends watching the games, and
yes.
I was like, this is unbelievable. Like, Tom Brady was just...
He was bad.
I don't know what he was doing. I haven't, like... You can't say he was bad because he's, like, just not bad, but...
No, but it wasn't... He
received for 30 yards.
Top form, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. I don't know what the Eagles special teams really just shut them down.
DeMarco Murray.
Yeah. I didn't realize how short he is.
He's short.
Tiny.
I feel like a lot of
tiny.
Like, short people run fast.
Yeah.
You know, but and the Cowboys won against the Redskins, guys. We got a win on our we won a game.
Yay.
Yeah.
That was Monday night's game, right? Or Sunday night?
Yeah, it was Monday night at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock game. And I stood up to watch that game. I was Sean Lee is just he's such a great defense. I love him. I love Sean Lee. He's like my favorite player on the team, but he doesn't get enough credit, and he should. But other than that, Super Bowl picks. Since we're not going to be here, we're going to be here when the Super Bowl is about to happen. We're going to miss the whole playoffs.
Yeah, we're going to miss the whole playoffs.
So
when we come back, it's going to be either the show before the Super Bowl. We're going to have a show before the Super Bowl or after, depending on what day we start and what day our show is.
So who do you think is going to make the Super Bowl? Because
I mean, how could you not pick the Panthers right now? They're favorite. They're 12-0.
I said Panthers and
MVP
Patriots.
candidate.
Panthers and Patriots. That's what I'm thinking. Even I know
the safe
it's so
pick
cliche.
is to think the Patriots, since you expect Edelman and Gronkowski to be back and when the playoffs roll around.
I think it's the injuries that are
the most
Patriots
complete
right now.
team in the AFC, but they've had troubles in the playoffs for a couple of years. So the Broncos are a threat.
Oh,
their defense is the best, but
if Osweiler,
who knows exactly? They have that controversy on the other end of the ball. So,
but that would be a good story though. Osweiler in the playoffs,
take them to
Super
victory.
Bowl?
Oh man, that would kill Peyton Manning. That would kill him.
He knows he's done.
Imagine how much that would suck. You want to hang in there just to get just to get a ring, and the backup takes your team there before you're able to do that.
He knows he's done.
I know,
like,
but I
when
think
you
he's
come
trying
to terms with it. It's I don't think it's a bad thing, but we'll see what that's my thing is Panthers, Patriots, but we'll see about the Broncos because I watch if they sneak in there and surprise everybody. Oh, that'd be such a good story.
That would be a great story.
That'd be a great storyline.
The media would love that.
And I would love it too. I'll be writing about it. I'll start my own blog. You never know about NFL. You don't know. Well, guys, that was our last NFL segment of the season.
So next time we come back, we're gonna either have.
Maybe the Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
We're going to know who's in the Super Bowl. Cowboys,
miracle.
Jets.
A miracle. That'd be a miracle. You have no idea. That'd be great.
It kind of sucks that we don't get to. I mean, we could do a winter show, but I live too far to do a winter show, so sorry.
I'll come to you. I'm down for.
But it would be
winter?
really, really cool that if we were able to be on air during the playoffs, because football playoffs are so exciting.
I know, and it's only one game. One game, do or die. You're done after that.
Yep.
I love that though. I hate when it takes it's best out of 3. It's so long.
What do you think hockey, best of 7?
Oh, hockey's just one and sometimes can it just be one and done, and then the Stanley Cup final.
So you're a fan of the baseball wild card format then?
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, so am I, just because I'm a fan. But if you think about it from if I'm a player, I hate it.
That's true.
But
because if you have one bad game.
But football, you can't do that. It's just too physical and too draining of a sport.
Oh no, yeah, and it'll be all year.
Yeah.
So imagine next week, game 2, and the week after that, game 3. No, that's just too much, and that's on the body. That's just insane.
Yeah.
But guys, we're gonna go to NBA.
Again, third week in a row we're talking NBA. This is
because they're
insane.
making headlines. What are we gonna do?
Quickly, just have to mention the Warriors. Is this real life? 23-0. 23-0. Are you kidding? I
don't know.
I
oh
don't.
My God.
I
Steph
don't
Curry
know.
needs to teach me how to shoot.
His
His follow through. It's just sick. It's so good. Whoever taught him, or is that just talent from birth? I don't even know. But his genes, that shot. That's all I'm gonna say.
Tweet of the night goes to the Harlem Globetrotters.
All right.
Tweeted.
What did they say?
Let me get this up and running. Hold on a second. I thought I screenshotted it, but maybe I didn't.
I hope you screenshot it. I want to listen to this. I don't follow the Harlem Globetrotters.
They are one of the companies I interned for. They were a client, so I do follow them. However, they had the funniest tweet of the night because they are undefeated, the Harlem Globetrotters, in their league. And they tweeted, "Congrats to the Warriors on their 27 game." That's a typo. It's 23 game win streak, so maybe it's not as funny. But they're now just 3,562 short of our current mark. So,
good fun. They're so funny.
Right, it's 23 games, not 27.
It's 23. I could check right now.
It's
I got
23.
my computer on me.
There's no way. It was 21.
Warriors record. If anyone wants to call in, 718-951-4444.
us.
No, it's 23-0.
Yeah, okay. So Harlem Globetrotters made a little bit of a typo there.
Watch, they probably know something. They're thinking ahead. Watch, it'll be 27-0 in a couple more games. But
weird. Okay, apparently my WBCR is also giving people static.
Really?
Damn.
What's going on here,
fix
guys?
this. All right, well, let's talk LeBron James' lifetime contract with Nike. This is the first ever in Nike history to sign an athlete to a lifetime deal. There's no details released about the, the number, the dollar sign.
Make.
However, this follows a source apparently close to ESPN told that it surpasses the 10-year, $300 million deal that OKC's Kevin Durant signed with Adidas last summer.
Yes.
Adidas has made lifetime deals with Derrick Rose, David Beckham, Allen Iverson, but Nike, this is its first. And I think I was talking about this the other day. They're trying to, I think, just emulate the whole idea of Michael Jordan behind him, because Michael Jordan makes more money now than he did when he played.
He's $2.2 billion in annual sales.
Nike
Michael
announced
Jordan shoes.
that the Air Jordan brand surpassed 2.2 billion in annual sales. So you can imagine that LeBron's line of shoes are going to do something similar to that.
But what is he going to do with all that money? Like,
people are just telling him, might as well just quit now. Like, I keep doing you're set for life.
Well, it probably says in the contract, like, playing basketball is required just until you
He's still
retire.
Gonna make money regardless. People are still going to talk about him.
Yeah, but that's just such a...
Could you imagine being signed to a lifelong deal?
Can I have a lifelong contract with, like, the companies I work with, please? So I don't have to worry about anything?
Yeah.
That's job security right there. But it's LeBron James. Like, you're going to get job security.
LeBron.
Oh, so I have this, like, cute thing I want to say that if you guys want your pop-up Porzingis today... If you guys want your pop-up Porzingis today, the Knicks are playing the Jazz at 9 p.m. tonight just to watch Porzingis, because he's just... he's the only guy I'd watch on that team right now, because the Knicks aren't doing so well. They were doing so good at the beginning of the season.
I'm kind of obsessed with him, to be honest.
I know you are. 7'2".
They played the Mavericks this weekend, and they faced out. And everyone's been talking about Porzingis being the next Dirk. How do you say his
Dirk
last name?
Nowitzki.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Dirk Nowitzki. So
people are saying that's gonna be who he is going to play like. And they actually and there's a picture on Porzingis' Instagram of the two of them talking on the court. And I thought, that's going to be nice for him to look at when Dirk's retired and he's
gonna be like
an elite basketball player.
That's the future.
It's like the whole Troy Tulowitzki, Derek Jeter picture that's been circulating the internet when Derek Jeter was retiring. Why are you rolling your eyes?
I don't know. they always make these comparisons and these big things. I don't know. But if you want to see Porzingis, he's the only positive thing about the Knicks so far. I'm gonna say,
I don't know. I don't watch enough Knicks to make that claim.
The Knicks
but
haven't been. Carmelo Anthony needs to wake up. That's all I'm gonna say, because I'm not really a big thing with the Knicks right now, because my hockey's in season, so we gotta watch my Rangers. But if you guys want to check out Porzingis, you guys should, because he has a sky hook. He's dunking. He's so good.
I almost impulsively bought a T-shirt the other night. Porzingis T-shirt. I'm like, I have not watched a full Knicks game this year, but I just almost bought a T-shirt.
Well, our past intern Sam, she's gonna be talking about the Knicks today on our show. She's mic'd up from 4 to 5, I think it is. So plugging in that.
Her last show of the semester too. So
yeah. So
listen.
All right. So should we go to a break? What do you think?
Let's go to a break.
Well, we're gonna do. So, what was your moment of the semester?
Moment of the semester.
I think we might have the same moment.
Probably when Kerith called in.
Yeah, Kerith called in. Kerith Burke from SNY called into our show, and we spoke about the Mets playoffs and the Mets going into the play.
This was post Harvey missing practice so
we were a little bit aggravated during it, but Kerith made a surprise call, and you guys are going to be listening to it. I don't think it is.
It might impact what Matt Harvey's future with the Mets is, but
yeah, we have a caller actually.
Let's see if we can figure this out again.
Yes.
So stay on the line if you're there.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I sure can.
How are you?
Hi, this is Kerith.
Hi, Kerith. How are you?
KaraAnne and Alyssa, how you guys doing?
We're good. We're good. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, you're totally welcome. I had a hard time pulling up your stream because I was laying in bed a few minutes ago. So what were you just talking about?
We were talking about Matt Harvey's absence from practice, mandatory practice yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah. The whole late in the tunnel kind of thing, which I do think New Yorkers understand, would you say? But
yeah.
This is a lot of, Harvey's got a lot of these in his column, doesn't he?
Correct.
A lot of weird things.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
That's as like we were just saying, as a Mets fan, he just redeemed himself, and now he's taking another hit at us again. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's very fishy what's going on here. I don't know.
Now, you got to think they could have kept that internal, right? I mean, the Sandy Alderson or Terry Collins could have made something up for Harvey, like, he had a personal day or something come up or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
But Sandy Alderson put him on blast in public, right? He said, Matt Harvey's not here. He acknowledged that he wasn't here. And that sort of set up.
The last episode of Throw Like a Girl Radio has about 10 more minutes left. You just heard one of our favorite moments of the season when Kerith Burke from SNY called in and gave her 2 cents about Matt Harvey missing practice in a postseason run. I don't really want to talk about the Mets again, but we have to talk about the Mets now because yesterday they fell out of contention. Well, they didn't fall out of contention.
It was a 50-50 chance.
Sure.
That's what they were telling us, a 50-50 chance. So they gave us a little hope that we're going to get Ben Zobrist. But we didn't because the Cubs did for 4 years, $56 million deal. He has a full no-trade clause for the first 3 years of his contract.
I'm really upset about this, even though I do think that's a lot of money for him. But I really did want them to get him because now you know what they're going to do? You know what the Mets are going to do?
They're going to sign your boy, your favorite player. And guess who he is? The Murph. They're going to give him another offer.
Yeah, they're going to offer him up again. Actually, I just got an update
I think
on my
it's 2.
phone.
You probably offer him 2 years now because they offered him 1 year.
The Mets are considering trading for Pirates second baseman Neil Walker after Zobrist signed with the Cubs, according to multiple reports. However,
give me.
I do think that the Mets should try and go for one of the middle infielders on the Cubs because they have 4. Actually, they just traded one away yesterday, so now they have 3. So if we can get one of those guys, they're young. Do that because I don't want Daniel Murphy. Honestly, do you Mets fans seriously think he's going to be able to reproduce what he did last season? No, he's not, and he cannot play the field. He cannot.
Preach it to the Mets fans.
I cannot stress that enough. I don't understand. Like, we are all blindsided by his postseason run, which is great. Thanks a lot. You didn't do anything in the World Series. You just made a bunch of errors anyway. Yeah. So I'm sorry.
He got brought back to reality during the World Series.
I am not about signing Daniel Murphy.
And the Mets offered him a 1 year, $15.8 million qualifying offer. How much does this guy want?
He wants more than a year.
I know he wants more than a year, but then how much money does he want? That's what I'm thinking. If he wants $15.8 million,
Daniel Murphy will thrive in Baltimore. He should just
but nobody has offered him anything yet
because they realize he cannot play defense.
So isn't that a sign, Murphy? You gotta decrease your offering,
and that his postseason run was a total fluke and probably a work of God because he's so religious.
I know God's like, I'm gonna reward you for being so loyal to me. Here you go. Here's your 6-game home run streak, and that's all you're gonna get. That's it. Okay, we feel better.
I just can't.
Oh my God!
People were like, "Yes, Murphy's coming home." Like, what do you? Please,
they said they're prepping Dilson Herrera
for a trade
for infield.
Oh, that's not good.
I love you just like that's just not a good idea, New York Mets. But Alderson has a plan. I trust him. He's been saying he has a plan.
Talk about that.
I know he's
been
missing
diagnosed with cancer, so he's missing winter meetings. So people are worried that they're not even going to make any moves. But this, honestly,
no, they are. Alderson even says it.
These winter meetings have actually been quite eventful. I think they should just. There was apparently an offer on the table, which I don't know if this is even true because. You know how social media works.
It was around the same offer.
They said a 4-year, $80 million deal was on the table for Zobrist. I doubt that's the case.
No, they said it was closer to the $56 million deal he just signed.
Why don't they just sign Cespedes?
We're gonna go broke.
I really thought we were gonna sign Cespedes yesterday.
That's done. That's done.
I don't know. I thought we might.
Like, thank you for the time you did with the Mets.
Get Alex Gordon. Alex Gordon, please, please get Alex Gordon.
That's not gonna happen.
I will buy that jersey immediately.
We'll see what happens with the Mets, but you know why? Because Zobrist has he played with Madden, who is now the head coach. They have a good relationship. They have for 9 years with Tampa Bay, and also he lives like 120 miles away from Chicago. Right. Like his family lives there, so it was actually a good move for him in the long run. Right. So I think he was going to be with the Cubs anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Everyone was saying that the Mets were the favorite.
50-50 shot is not a favorite. It could go either way. You never know.
Before last night, it wasn't 50-50. They said they were the front runner the entire time. So, I don't know. These are all speculations.
It's always speculations, but what happens is where he ends up with. And also, I'm surprised. I think a lot of people are surprised with Greinke, where he went.
I am only surprised because I thought the Dodgers were going to come up with the cash to keep him.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He doesn't want to play in a big market. He has all that social anxiety, not the social anxiety disorder, so he can't be in a big market team. He's avoiding big markets at all costs. So
he's still making the money, though.
Arizona, without a doubt, he's making the money. But Arizona might just be a really good fit for him. Yeah. It's not a big market. We'll see there's a lot of like nature stuff.
And they also they got their pitching has been better. They have Greinke, Miller, and Corbin now as the starting 3,
and they're pushing for the Braves guy. What's his name? Shelby Miller?
Yeah, Shelby Miller. You got it. I was reading that yesterday, too. I just forgot to write that down.
But, yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to look at anything else that's going on yesterday.
Well, that Chapman deal fell through. What's his first name? I can't pronounce his first name. Aldoris Chapman?
Yeah, he's the kid that throws 102 miles an hour. It fell through because of reports of a domestic violence scandal.
It happened on Halloween, like around Halloween time, October 30th.
Yeah. Regardless of anything, can we just talk quickly about Dusty?
Oh yeah, he put himself in a hole. Dusty Baker, he put himself in a hole yesterday.
If you haven't heard what he said, they asked him about because he was the manager when Chapman made his debut in the major leagues, and they asked him a bunch of questions.
Manager for the Reds, right?
Yeah, they asked him a bunch of questions about what do you think about the news that broke. And he said, who to say the allegations are true? Number one, who's to say what you would have done or what caused the problem? He then was asked about the domestic violence policy and said, yeah, I think it's a great thing. I got my buddy at home being abused by his wife. So I think his policy needs to change or go further than the player. I think the policy should go to whoever's involved. Sometimes abusers don't always have the pants on. I think we need to get them both in a room and come up with something. It's a bad situation. That's the first thing my mama told me when I was a kid. Don't hit a woman, even my sister. Man, I was like, you better leave me alone before I tell my mama. I feel weird saying that. It's a bad situation. I learned at a young age, but a lot of people didn't learn that. He then also made another comment about this is one hell of a press conference, let me just say.
But then
he was asked about what other components they need for the Nationals, and he said, you're always in need of a left-handed pitching, left-handed hitting, and you're needing and in need of speed. I think that's the number one thing that's been missing. I think in the game is speed. With the need for minorities, you can help yourself. You've got a better chance of getting some speed with Latin and African Americans. I'm not being racist. That's just how it is. So he made all those comments about domestic violence and also said he's not a racist. In the same press conference, the media is having a field day.
He retracted a lot of his statements saying how domestic violence is totally wrong. Dusty, we just saw the true side of you, ladies and gentlemen, to the media. You need to watch what you say because
I just don't understand.
I'm not a fan.
Before we go make our closing remarks about the season,
yes,
I just want to give a shout out to my boy Larry Fitzgerald because I love Larry Fitzgerald. He's the youngest receiver in NFL history to reach 1,000 receptions, and he's just a great person all around. He really is. He is what if I am raising my kid.
You want him to look up to
I
Larry
want him
Fitzgerald?
to be just like Larry Fitzgerald.
Or her. Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
So I just had to say that before we make our closing remarks by the end of the second season.
Oh my God. So what do you think? How about the season?
I think that the season,
we had our ups and downs.
Ups and downs for sure. And next
Sleepless
season, it's been a hard time to work with. A hard time to work with as far as the time of the show,
Yeah.
But next semester will be better.
It will be better.
We're gonna work on it a lot,
guys. We got to
over the off
because it's our last season
over the break.
it's our off, and it's our last semester next semester.
Yes,
so
we gotta go out with a bang.
We gotta go.
And if you are listening and you go to Brooklyn College and you're a girl and you like sports and you want to do a radio show, we need someone to take over the legacy of Throw Like a Girl Radio. So please reach out to us on Twitter.
The first female sports radio show in CUNY history. Who wouldn't want to come and join us in the broadcasting?
Yeah. So if anyone knows anyone who goes to Brooklyn College is a girl. Like I said, and like sports, send them our way.
Yeah, we're available anywhere. Well, I don't want to say. I want to say put it in the books, but let's just do it. Put it in the books, guys. The season finale of Throw Like a Girl Radio has come to the end. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast. I know it was very with the TuneIn Radio app. There was a lot of problems with WBCR, but thank you so much for listening. I'm KaraAnne Galante.
I'm Alyssa Paolicelli.
And we'll be back next semester. Don't forget to follow us on social media, facebook.com/throwlikeagirlradio, Twitter @throwlikeA_girl, and Instagram throwlikeagirlradio. We'll be posting this episode on our YouTube channel. Just search Throw Like a Girl Radio, or on iTunes, search Throw Like a Girl Radio. And just enjoy your holiday season, everybody.
Yeah, and make sure, like you said, check our websites for the new time for next semester.
Yeah, so bye, everybody. See you later.
Good luck on finals.
Yes, good luck.